Sup, Devils? J-Dog back for round goddamn 2 with the fucking goddamn Paul Ledney. He's by popular demand. You're the second most popular video.
I heard about that.
So you're hanging out with goddamn Corpse Grinder territory, Paul.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool?
Yeah.
So you're out here, we're out here in Indianapolis, and you and Mortician played. And that was a band I didn't ask you about. I'm actually surprised that you even, I'm not surprised because they're darker and shit like that, but I'm surprised you kind of like them. Or
I like old sounding shit too. Old grind, old death metal. And we used to actually, I think back in the day in Yonkers, we used to all jam at Immolation Studio. So
thanks, man. Good to see you after all these years.
They would play a little bit, and then we would play a couple songs. So,
but you met Will then before Mortician started?
Yeah, in 1987, believe it or not.
You actually remember that too?
Yeah.
Then?
I had this Hellhammer jacket on, and he freaked out because he didn't know anybody else that knew that band.
Yeah. Damn.
So yeah, good night tonight, I would say.
Is this the first time you guys ever played with Mortician?
Yeah.
Never played with them all the years, huh?
Nope.
Damn. So did you hear, rumor fucking has it, some interview will probably be up before this one, actually, I already scheduled this. I interviewed King Folly, deceased last night, and he's like, the biggest fucking poser in the goddamn metal scene is it John from Necrovore.
I don't know why he said that.
He said that the guy...
Hi.
Man, Mr. Famous over here.
Yeah.
He said that because the guy, all he listens to is Bruce Springsteen, and he says he doesn't like metal.
Now?
I don't think now as in last week, but as in 20 years ago.
Huh. I'm trying to think the last time I talked to him was 2001.
Oh, that's the last time you talked to John?
Yeah.
And what did he, what was his deal?
We weren't really talking about music or anything. He's got a career going and stuff.
Yeah, what is he, like a teacher or something?
Something. But that, I don't know, I forget what we were talking about. Some science shit that I was asking him about, but...
You talked to him on the phone or his email?
Yeah, email and phone.
How did you get his contact?
I think I emailed. We've been in contact throughout the years. There was a weird portion that nobody knows this, that I asked him to join Profanatica, and he said yes at one point.
Oh, no shit.
We
okay.
were going to do that and add a second guitar, and then shortly after, he said that they reformed, and...
what year would that have been when he said they reformed? 90 or...
It was 92.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that split had already come out, or it was just before that split. The Weeping in Heaven 7-inch was out.
Okay.
We were in contact. I asked him to join. He thought about it, called me back and said yes. And then they supposedly reformed and never really did anything.
Huh, yeah, no, I guess I never knew that they reformed or anything like that. I just know, for example, when they did, when you got the demo, did you get it in 87 and how did you obtain it? Did you write them or how did you get that?
I got it from this dude from Baltimore who he had just gotten it in, dubbed it for me. I was on vacation. I ran into some dude at a record store and we went back to his place because it was weird. It was like that back in the day. There was no internet. So if you met somebody, you immediately gelled with them and they kind of trusted you. So I went to his house, he dubbed it, and I've been a fan of that shit ever since. So in terms of him not liking metal now, or in the past 20 years, I don't know.
What do you think in general? Because honestly, most guys your age, and I've talked about this, from what I've noticed, and this is just my own experience from the guys I know and talk to that are, your age, slightly younger, slightly older, is either A, they don't listen to this no more, or B, at best, they just listen to the bands only that they grew up on, Possessed,
That's
Death,
true.
Like what is your take on that?
So, back in 92, when he started getting back into it, or he said he did, he asked me who was good, and I kind of schooled him on Impaled Nazarene and Beharit and shit that was happening then, and he was like,
so
all right,
you
I
know
dig
about
it.
him.
No. And God, listening to those 4 songs, you could tell that they were influenced by Possessed, Seven Churches, and they kind of took it to another level. But it almost probably helped them that they didn't know about other shit back then. He knew about Sarcophago and stuff.
Did you like INRI?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I automatically just assume that you liked INRI. What did you think? Yeah.
I love it.
Now, what did you think of the Rotting EP?
It was okay.
Yeah, okay.
Now I could listen to it, like, for sentimental reasons. Thanks, man.
Free fucking merch for the goddamn celebrity. Look at that shit.
Oh, you're a celebrity.
I guess.
But supposedly, according to the commenters, too, like, he's got fucking Varg's hat on from Burzum.
I do.
So you stole that fashion style off him,
Well,
Paul?
I've been wearing this hat a lot longer than he has.
So he can fuck off? He posing off
can.
you?
And I also, like, in terms of, like, weapons, I saw that guy do a demo where he was wearing, like, 200 pounds of chainmail with this giant sword walking in the water. And I'm like, sorry, but I would own up on that shit, like, immediately.
Because, yeah, you said you didn't like the Norwegian stuff. So, like, Burzum, you hated them from day one?
Yeah.
Okay. And what was your... So when you heard about, stuff like that, especially you being kind of like, you like the music to be evil, when you heard about the whole Norwegian thing, church burnings and things like that, what did you think about that?
Well, so these dudes back in the day were into, like, Morbid Angel, Possessed, and then everybody was kind of like one community, and they... Then they changed and they were like, no, all the black metal is to go through us. So that's kind of what happened. I guess I'm the only one that still cares about it because I was like there when it was happening.
But when you heard about like the murders and church burnings, what was your opinion on it?
Well, what do you mean
Did you not?
there when it was happening? Like you were there?
I wasn't there. I was like around when it started happening.
He's in the scene.
Yeah, so the murders...
Like with the Emperor and the fucking the church burnings with Varg and.
I didn't really give a shit. Just like if it had happened in my town, I wouldn't have given a shit.
So you just automatically, after hearing it 5 minutes later, you pretty much forgot.
Yeah, kind of. Like I didn't care. The church burnings. Here's the other thing. Like who knows who actually did it? They definitely took credit for it. And they definitely. They redefined the genre, so I'm giving them credit for that.
Yeah.
They so I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but back in the day, I know like that the people that I was friends with, like Impaled Nazarene and Beharit, they weren't into that shit either. The guys from Sarcophago thought it was stupid. I thought it was stupid. I don't want to put words in like Rotting Christ's mouth, but like I went on a rant when we were on tour with Watain about what really happened back then, and Sakis was like, that's correct.
Okay.
So the one thing to say to like all the young viewers, I would say, is this isn't like my opinion of what happened, it's what happened. It's not like my side of the story. It was the way what I'm saying it was. Like everybody was cool, and then I guess that guy Euronymous was like, no, all the black metal has to come through me. And we only listen to Norwegian bands, and we're only going to promote Norwegian bands. You know what I mean?
You know what's funny about that is I interviewed Will earlier at the hotel, and he told me, then I drove him back to here to the show from his hotel, right? And he was talking about, he wrote Mayhem back in the day, and he said Euronymous got the first Mortician demo. He's like, he said he liked it.
Yeah, they did.
I was like, it never crossed my mind if even Euronymous heard Mortician. And now that you say that, number one, I never thought about it. And now that you say that, I'm like, I'm shocked he would like that.
Yeah. So he did, and then shortly after that, they did that whole everything has to go through us and the Black Circle bullshit.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't cool with. A lot of the other bands were like,
Do you think Euronymous ever actually heard Profanatica then? Whether he liked it or not, do you think he actually heard it?
I don't know.
I'd be curious if he did.
I'd be curious. I don't know if he would admit it that he liked it.
Whether he would or what, I'm just curious if it came through his hand. I
don't know. I think that he might not have and just said he hated it, kind of thing. Because I remember liking those two songs, that Winter Moon thing and
Freezing Moon?
Yeah, that Freezing Moon and that song
Carnage.
Yeah,
there was a 2-song demo with Dead singing. I think it's the '91 demo.
Yeah, I
Carnage
heard
and
that
Freezing Moon,
when it came out, and it was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what to say.
I'm surprised. Did you like the any of the other recordings with Dead singing like live in Leipzig and shit?
It was okay.
Okay, I don't know.
But here's the other thing, like Dead in the photos is wearing a sarcophagus shirt.
Yes.
And then shortly after that, they abandoned all of that and went full on like moon worshiping.
Pretty much, yeah. On the
Which is
second
fine,
record, yeah.
that's their concept.
Yeah.
For me, I think the moon is stupid, and it's made of cheese. So I always say, like, we sing the praises of heat and ejaculation because it's like the other side of the coin. We have like heavy bass, and they don't really have bass.
But I mean, from just a musical fan, like kind of what I was telling you earlier off camera, like you don't like anything that's just like let's say it had no bass, but it was different. Like you didn't like it for like. It's almost like you like it has to be like this, otherwise I don't like it.
We tried liking that back in the day, and the original Profanatica members, that's another thing. Like now, I just saw one of them recently who came to see us, and he doesn't really play anymore.
Which guy would that be?
John Gelso.
Oh, Gelso, okay.
Yeah.
What is up with him?
He's like the riff master. He actually brought up. What the hell's his other project?
Royal Arch Blasphemy?
Yeah, he brought that up, and
Yep.
he's like, he's like, I gotta hit up Chase and those guys. I kind of want to do another one. So what happened, I guess, how Profanatica came back is he sent me a bunch of that material before Profanatitas, the first one on Hells.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let me do the vocals on this. You know what I mean? And he
Yeah.
goes, let's just do a Profanatica one. And I'm like, all right.
So you liked the Royal Arch Blasphemy
Yeah,
stuff?
of course. It's pure US black metal.
Yeah. Did you and Gels, did you have like a falling out? Like, do you still get along? Or?
Yeah, we do.
So you didn't there was no like bad falling out or
No,
anything?
and all the people that we used to jam with, I'd like to think every one of them I could call up and say, yo, hit me with some riffs and send me some shit, and they would. Because Gelso actually grabbed Will's guitar backstage and showed us something.
Why did Gelso why did he leave that?
I don't know. He's got a family now, and he just at the time he wasn't able to do it full time. So he wanted to. If he was going to do it, he wanted to like a full commitment and do it.
So you left after
right.
what? Disgusting Blasphemies, and that's why did you leave right after that?
I think Thy Kingdom Come.
Okay.
Right? He was on that.
Okay, so that's the last one he's on.
Yeah.
Okay.
But his riffs, he's the one that developed that style of those like longer, eerie riffs, kind of. And,
Okay.
and he did back in the day more coaching with the drums than I came up with. So he would be like, I remember discussing Blasphemies, the bass being really heavy. And
Oh yeah, it definitely is. It doesn't sound like a bass like on any other record.
No, and I'm like, I kept saying, turn the bass up. He goes, it's cranked. And I'm like, crank it more.
Crank.
So that was cool. So in terms of like the Norwegian style, they definitely hijacked the term because back in the day you would get an album, right? And like in the time of like a weekend, you could memorize the whole fucking thing. And then, so to think that those guys came a year and a half after what we were doing, and then kind of like hijacked the term. So I just really say like black death metal now. Or there's two black metals. There's what I call the real shit, like Utz, Archgoat, Morbosa is US black metal. That's another thing. I keep ranting about the US black metal, but these bands just happen to live in the US, but what they're doing is like a shitty copy of what they're doing over there.
Yeah.
And getting laughed at for it. Like those people over there don't give a fuck about the US bands.
Yeah. So there's no basically European or Scandinavian bands that you did like? Maybe they weren't playing Norwegian style black metal, but maybe they were playing more of a US style. They just so happen to be from Sweden or Norway or Denmark or wherever.
More older death metal.
But did you like Archcoat?
Yeah, of course. That's like
Even when
our
the
style.
Angel Cunt came out, you liked
Yeah,
it?
of course.
Okay.
What's
That's
your
like
favorite Archcoat?
probably the newest one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like new Archgoat, new Incantation, new Profanatica.
Oh, so you like later Incantation too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's they're like expanding a little bit and not cleaning up, but just kind of like moving forward with it. That's another thing. I like old sounding shit, but like I've done that lo-fi stuff for so long.
Justin asked you before, like, that you got, like, what was your first metal band? Like, do you feel like it continually progresses and that's what you like? Or
Yeah.
do you like what you like?
If I hear something new, so we just did a tour with Pantera on the West Coast from Canada.
It was good.
Yeah.
Good show. Yeah.
So those, I always kind of hijack the guy and I put on the Black Witchery channel on Spotify because they'll play Black Witchery, Revenge.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
Yeah, and then good stuff. I'm like, most of the sound guys kind of get it wrong and they'll just type in black metal and then some garbage comes up.
Well, so what would you brought up? You brought up Impale Nazarene and Riding Christ up, but those bands drastically changed from what the very early albums.
They did.
What did you like those later albums, either drastically, or what did you
I don't
think?
know
or?
if I really heard them. So I definitely stuck the Impaled Nazarene. The demo for me is like the ultimate.
Oh, but you probably know. Like, I'm assuming probably just the first two albums.
Maybe the first one.
The Toll comic. How
Yeah,
you pronounce
maybe
it.
the demo.
And then the second album's the Ugra.
So I don't really like bands. I just like releases by them.
Yeah, you were saying that before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Demo guy? Or demo guy?
Yeah. Because that's like the first.
They can't hear me, so say it.
All right.
He's a demo guy. Well, he's not. It seems like it doesn't seem mostly just like a demo guy. It seems like mostly a first release guy.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think most of us are in general because most bands. I mean, you're pickier than I am. Bands, they do 1-2 good records. Sometimes by their third album, they're usually drastically fucking up.
Yeah.
I mean, not all. There's exceptions to the rule, but
There
for the
is.
most part, that's kind of the way.
Us.
Well, I mean, I like everything by Cannibal. I'm sure he thinks that's a shit show.
No, it's fine. I just saw.
Motorhead and Judas Priest.
Yeah.
He's a Poison Idea.
Yeah.
Your favorite
Black Witchery. Me, favorite Judas Priest? Unleashed in the East.
The live album.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
Could be like when I got it.
Is that the first thing you
How
bought?
old were you?
No. Middle school, I think.
Like 7, 8?
No, like maybe 12.
You bought that.
Like, how heavy was the scene at that time?
So I was around for where the hard rock turned into metal kind of thing. And I remember always wanted heavier shit. And then I had like older cousin that played drums. And he's like, check out Led Zeppelin. I remember hearing it going, this isn't really heavy though. I can't dig it, you know? Now I could go back and listen to that shit for sentimental reasons, but...
What did you hear? What year did you hear Venom? And what was the first release by Venom you heard? Assuming Black Metal, Welcome to Hell. Maybe that one was saying.
Yeah, I think it was this video that Leave Me in Hell live. Well, it's not really live, but that video EP they did.
Okay.
I think it
How
was
did you pick it
82.
up? Like, where were you at?
I saw it on, we had like a satellite dish, and I had to stay up really late.
Wait, you had a satellite dish? You're old.
Yeah,
Where was it?
in our front yard. I remember like dialing it in and then seeing that it came from like some Canadian station. If you stayed up late enough, they played like some Motorhead, Venom, and so I always liked Motorhead, but when a heavier band came, like when I first heard Morbid Angel, I ditched Slayer. Now I went back and I
Was
like
it so
everything.
heavy?
Yeah,
Believe it?
yeah.
Like, what was that for you? Like, did you hear it and you were like, holy shit, this is the craziest shit I've ever heard?
Totally.
Yeah.
That would have been what, Abominations?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
the
then
real
did
deal.
It was just a progression
Yeah.
of, like, craziness at that
Yeah,
time?
for sure. But there was other stuff that I liked even back then. Like I always had time for like Priest or Old Maiden.
I didn't. I meant to ask you in the previous one too, because you talked about Possessed. You didn't mention at all. Actually, I could see 50-50. Did you like Death, like Scream Bloody Gore?
Yeah,
Okay, I assumed so.
but I like the demos better though.
Yeah, okay.
With the,
Did, what was your cutoff with Death? Did you like Scream Bloody Gore? Or did you like
yeah,
Leprosy?
I did. I like both of them. And
So
then
after that,
yeah,
Spiritual
that
Healing,
was the
yeah,
cutoff.
Yeah, I figured that's probably what it was. Yeah. Okay.
But he didn't, here's the other thing. It depends on what his intent was. By that time, he
Sure.
wanted to do more musical shit,
Sure.
and that's fine.
100%. Yeah.
Wait.
What's going on over there?
I don't know, but Eric slinging vinyl.
I can see that. What the fuck you doing?
So let's talk about Thy Kingdom Come, the demo.
Yeah.
And you gave me that picture disc.
Yep.
Great fucking gift, thank you.
Yep.
When that demo came, it's at the hotel.
He didn't want to bake it in his van.
When that demo came out, that was like really influential because to me that's like the epitome of like black death metal.
Mm-hmm.
The evil vocals, they were kind of done in a whisper style.
Mm-hmm.
I remember David, he knows that I worship that thing.
So Dave Vincent knows who you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as I know, he likes Profanatica, but
To this day,
I
even
don't-
with his dumbass cowboy hat. and
yeah.
shit, you
So
know, it's-
here's my thoughts on that. He's keeping it separate from like metal. So
okay.
I don't give a shit about that. As long as he's not wearing that and saying it's Morbid Angel, that I think is where a lot of the problem.
I could see that too. Yeah. The only thing where I was the reason why I didn't give him as much a pass is because then with Morbid Angel, especially that Illude album, whatever. He was putting out some really bad shit. You know?
So I haven't seen him in a long time, but every single time I've run into him, I mention that demo.
Oh,
And he's like, dude, I know. Like, kind of shut the fuck up about the
told
demo.
me already.
Yeah. But that thing was so strong.
yeah. What was bad, I said too, as I mentioned, I highly doubt you listened to it. Did you go and check out that Putrefaction Painful Death demo, 1989?
Not yet.
Not
I
yet.
will, though.
You got to, man.
I
It's
will.
telling it's one of the great.
I'm going to love it.
Probably. It's just nasty.
Yeah.
Again, it was the guys from Grave.
Yeah.
And they did it during the Grave demos. It's just a side project.
Okay,
They just did
the
one
Grave-
song, 3-song demo.
Grave demos rule.
The Grave demos are. I like the Grave demos more than any of the Swedish death metal albums, but the Putrefaction demo I like even more than the Grave demos. Yeah, it's 3 songs of pure nastiness.
So, okay, what else?
What do you want to ask him? Ask him something.
He wants to ask me, he doesn't give a flying fuck what I'm doing.
Yeah. What do you want to ask him?
He barely remembers my first name.
I know him. Let me see. So, what do you think of our Black Chainsaw guitar sound now?
What do I think of the what's guitar sound?
The Black Chainsaw guitar sound now. It's a little bit different.
I think no, it's cool because every record gets a little bit of a different flavor. Because part of my thing, when I think of Profanatica, and it's not because you're sitting here, is your voice was the biggest standout part, and the best parts are some of the breakdown parts that are really catchy. Outside that, it's kind of like you can make the argument from bands like Mortician, Incantation. It's a little repetitive. It's
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So now when you're throwing stuff like that in, it had some more identity to it. So it was kind of cool. Just like I noticed on some of the stuff too, you do instead of the high vocals, which I thought was made the band, you do some of the low death metal vocals
I
too.
do.
You've been at it, but that wasn't always like that.
It wasn't.
So it's giving it more, because some stuff like when bands are going to do album after album, it's like, don't get me wrong, don't pull a fucking Carcass and put out Heartwork, like something completely left field, which is drastically different. But I was like, every record shouldn't sound exactly the same. You know, that could be a total hypocrite. People are like, oh, you talk about Mortician all the time. I'm like, and don't be wrong, I understand why someone doesn't like Mortician for that reason.
Well, they could still do a little bit different stuff and branch out, but it's still like Mortician.
Yeah.
Incantation and the new Archgoat, it's like a kind of a step up.
Yeah.
And it's still them.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we have a little bit of room too.
Yeah.
So
But I think you guys have been doing that more and more, like where it's like, okay, it's branching off to where it's not as repetitive.
Yeah.
You know?
A little bit. And that the low vocals, that's how I sang in Incantation. So
Yeah.
I could do both, so I'm like, let me just rip both styles.
When did you sing an Incantation? Like for
That was before Will joined, right?
Yeah.
Because Will did the
So
Entrapment of
they-
Evil
they
demo.
can't hear
did.
Justin, so
Okay. So
He's asking, Lindsay asked when he sang for Incantation.
I don't think a lot of young
1989.
I was going to say Pride of okay.
Yeah.
Because the,
how did that come around?
They, at the time, let me see. It was that band Revenant that I tried out for, and
You had to try out for a band?
yeah, I
Wow,
did.
back then he was.
And
he wasn't the Paul back then.
It was nothing like what they told me it was going to be like. How's that? That's like a nice way to put it. Are we short on time?
No, I don't know what the fuck she's asked for.
So it was nothing like. So back then, especially, people were hard to find. So these guys are like, it's going to be like 7 churches, the Necrobore demo. And then when we went to rehearse, it was nothing like that. It was just thrashy shit. So
So you didn't like it?
no, I hated it. And I was like,
hated it.
let me do vocals. And the vocalist fucking freaked out. So what I have to say about that is, if he's watching, I'll say that I'm sorry, because I didn't really give their shit like the proper attention that it deserved.
How old were you?
Shit, 19 maybe?
I mean, that's...
Yeah, but I didn't like do my part and learn their songs properly. I should have. I was wishy-washy. I should have said, no, I'm not doing
She
this
lasted
shit.
basically a rehearsal. That was it.
Yeah.
We played a couple of shows, I
you did
think,
play, okay.
and I kind of fucked them up.
Okay.
So I apologize for that.
You're
But
young. That's fine.
Now, when you left Incan, did you leave or you kicked out of Incantation?
we kind of both,
Mutually.
yeah.
Now, was it like on bad terms? You're like, oh, we're still cool.
No, we were cool.
Okay, it's just like, it's not working out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then because my favorite thing by Incantation is the Entrapment of Evil that Will sings on.
Yeah,
and
that
then my
rules.
second favorite thing is I Want to Golgotha album.
Golgotha rules. I
Yeah.
just saw John last week, actually.
Yeah, cool guy.
So
we've dealt with him for
hopefully we're
years.
gonna do something in the spring.
Oh,
That's
you
our
with
plan.
that Incantation Profanatica?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It's been a long time, so
Yeah.
I said let's. I keep trying, but he said I guess they're going with Suffocation.
Oh, no shit. Well, like a Suffocation.
In November, I think, and then we're doing our. Hopefully, with Nunslaughter, we'll do East Coast.
I think that'd be really cool.
I
yeah.
hope. We're
Yeah.
trying, and then Don, I think he likes the idea.
Yeah, he wouldn't be against it. I know. The
He
only
wants
way
to
he
do a
wouldn't do it is
split.
if he's already got shit in advance,
Yeah.
or if the other guys can't get off work.
Well, you asked Don, like, when are you going to do a split?
Yeah, he's talking about split, but I mean November, because
wants
that's
that.
November's right around the corner. I'm saying the only reason Don wouldn't do it, knowing him, is because he'd be like, he didn't have enough time. He says because he's like maybe Noah can't get enough time off in the studio or whatever. Maybe shit like that. So, but other than that, I know he would be up for it if the shit's open. You know.
Yeah,
Just
right on.
Paul's getting some last minute notice.
So, Paul, where are you going next?
We're done until November.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to
Yeah.
ask. So this is the last one.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
how was it? Was there any statues like Spain at the shows? Or how
No,
was it all-
no, they were good.
What was the worst? What was the worst turnout? Like, yeah, man, the city kind of sucked. Not maybe the city itself, but just
It's hard to say
turnout-wise.
because we're using a new promoter, like a booker, and he's on like a tier above what we're used to. So there was like a lot of new people there checking it out, but they liked
Well, let me
it. and they
reverse it
moved.
then. Out of all these shows you just did on the tour, who was your favorite town to play? Which stood out for you? Like, holy shit, this crowd was awesome.
Who do you like to play with?
No, I want to know which one on this tour. I'm curious what city was best.
LA.
Oh, you guys did do LA.
Yeah.
No, okay, well that's not
Who do
shocking.
you like to play with?
Band wise, LA was just us and Panzerfaust.
Okay.
So
So nobody
it
else.
was
There's
good.
no other openers. Nothing.
No, because
Surprised, like,
a lot of nights there's like locals, so and all the guys are
Love
great.
Panzerfaust, yeah.
All the
I mean, honestly, it was one of the best shows I've ever seen.
okay, right on.
Yeah.
So, LA was sick. It was at the Regent Theater, and the people responded properly, I would say.
I could see that. LA. I mean, because they got a strong metal scene in general. That's not
And
shocking.
I showed like a pretty badass video of myself shooting ropes on the big screen.
Wait, shooting rope?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Amazing. Okay. Fuck yeah, Paul.
yeah. I sent it to Chase. He's like, "That's no band has done that."
Yeah. So
They
you-
did it, and then we did it at let me see, I think Dallas, and it went over good.
Oh, Dallas. I could see Dallas being good too.
It was good. Oh, everybody was good. There was one that was St. Louis was a little weird. It was like a lot of kids there,
Okay.
and they just kind of stood there, and it was kind of a big venue. But
Okay.
last time we played there, it was a lot of punk people. So different promoters, like different crowd.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I can see that. Well,
So-
anything else you want to add? Come
Yeah, I
on,
want to add that if you come to the East Coast to see us, don't just stand there and videotape it. Because
What do you want to see then? What do you want to see the crowd do?
like headbanging,
Headbang.
like hard getting into it, and like what we saw tonight.
Like moshing and shit?
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I want people to know our shit and lose their shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So literally for like
I felt like the people in Cleveland kind of like
They were good.
They seemed to be into
They
it.
were good.
So I was surprised. I was like, oh, I was like, I didn't know how many people in Cleveland that shitty ass doucheland, how many people liked Profanatica. I'm like, oh, I seem to know it and like it.
Love the profile.
Yeah, I was
They
like, oh, I
do.
guess I like it. I was like, oh, cool.
So I spent a lot of time doing this in the front row because of people just standing there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got really good at doing that, like holding either my left or right stick.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Like, why did you put on the hood? Like, they're not going to be able to hear me. So, like, what led into that?
Our hoods?
Yeah, like the.
Just asking what the image, the hoods and shit. Why?
Oh, so I like to say that our live forms are not male or female. We're on like a little bit of a higher level, so it's like part nun undergarments and part priest outside.
It's very nun.
Yeah.
Well, disgusting blasphemies and shit. It's pretty much practically you do look like nuns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
So, like, where did that come from?
I-
like in your childhood, anything?
I can't really divulge any of my influences, but they come from all over. Mostly, I would say, like movies instead of music. Like a lot of people
You like
watching.
horror movies?
Yeah, of course.
All right. What's your favorite horror movie? Second answer.
Hereditary.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so new. What about
Yeah.
an old one?
The Shining.
That's Will. That was Will Roberts' answer.
Was it? All right.
I
Good.
asked that.
You did? All right.
Yeah. So Hereditary, you liked it a lot. Hereditary.
Huh? Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. Did you see it?
Nope.
Strong.
I'm the horror.
It's strong as shit.
What year did that come out then?
A couple of years ago.
Oh, so okay, yeah. Yeah, I figured you're the type of guy you don't even watch new movies. I assume
I
you're that type.
normally don't, but
It was a
this,
good one.
yeah, this was strong.
It was very satanic.
Sorry, like it.
Yeah,
very
for sure.
evil.
So maybe like we might have to do a part 3 if we're gonna.
When are you gonna be? When are you be back? Yeah, well, I don't know where I'll be back.
Yeah, I'd like everybody like who's watching to maybe list their jobs,
What do you mean their jobs?
like their
No,
daily
that's so
job,
interesting.
because
Yes. What are
we've been asking, and I'm not naming names, I refuse to, but we've been asking a lot of bands to come with us on the East Coast,
Okay.
and then they can't due to like work. And then when I found out what their job is, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. It's like a little grocery store.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm like, you own it.
It's not like you're
right?
at NASA making 6 figures a year.
Yeah, they're like, no, I don't own it. I just work
Like
there.
a
I'm like, dude, just fucking come with us
So
and
you're-
then get another job. So if everybody watching could list their job, that'd be cool. Because I'm a screen printer, which means I could just get up and leave whenever I want. I mean,
They're
the
bagging.
boss-
They're bagging groceries for $10 an hour.
They
They're worried
are.
about fucking leaving.
It's like a giant career to them. It's either that or their girls or their moms won't let them do it.
Moms won't. I mean, well, shit, if mom won't let them do it, you don't even want them there. That's some fucking. That's pretty bad.
You'd be surprised at the people we asked.
Fair enough.
when I cut it off?
Yeah. All right, Paul. Well, they got anything else to add off
No,
on?
I'm good.
All right. Well, that's it. Make sure you put that guy.